What's up, Sherpa Network? Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Jonathan Tenenbaum, a.k.a. JT, a.k.a. Jay On, a.k.a. Sherpa Winfrey, and I'm the host and producer of Domain Sherpa, where all roads lead to domains. Today's show is a Domain Sherpa review, where we get into the minds of successful domain investors using real examples so we can learn strategies and tactics to become more successful domain name investors ourselves. These are the experts, the OGs, my homies. There's 4 segments to a Domain Sherpa review. That's where we got the grand opening right now, where I intro the Sherpas. We see what's going on with them. We talk about some related things, some unrelated things, some AKAs. Then we get into the domain game. That's where we hear about what the Sherpas recently bought or sold. Everybody guesses on the price. We keep scoring. Eventually, somehow, some way, someday, we get some swag to the winner. You know, you might get yourself a little Sherpa Island hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Who are you going to eat first? Then we've got NameJet going to jet. That's where we review a list of domains coming up for auction on NameJet. See what the Sherpas like and what they don't like. Big shout out to NameJet. And then last but not least, we got grand closing, where we discuss anything we haven't covered already, what's going on in the domain space, looking at the market trends, current events, allowing our guests to mention or promote anything they want to talk about that we've not already discussed, perhaps a domain conference or two, all that good stuff. With that, let's go ahead and introduce the Sherpas. Over to my left, we got my boy Andrew Rosner, the one and only, a.k.a. Morpheus, a.k.a. the Dirk Diggler of digital assets, a.k.a. Bob Lee Swagger, the sniper, a.k.a. Drew. Drew got what I need, a.k.a. never going to give Drew up. What's up, man? Happy birthday. How you living? What's happening? Graybeard, the domain pirate.
I'm good. I'm, one fucking year older, and that's it. Nothing changed.
What are we at?
Changed.
What are we at? That's what I was going to ask. What are we at?
Well, where do you think I am?
No, never ask a woman his age.
we could actually play. We could have this as an extra bonus domain game point of closer to Drew's age.
If it comes down to
what do you think?
44.
What about you, Shane? You should have to flip it. We should have done it like
JT. JT knows, so we gotta.
Yeah, I'm out on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say 44, 12 years younger. That's what
I can't say 44. I said 44.
Oh, I think 43.
Ooh, right.
45 should have gone up.
Yeah. Miller gets the point. If it comes down to overtime in the domain game, then Miller gets the tiebreak. But
hey, Shane,
you're in the sweet spot too. 45.
Hey, Shane.
Yeah.
What would you do to be 45?
That's what I'm saying. 45 is a sweet spot. Like, it is 45 to 55 is banger times. Like, it is perfection.
DRL.com. All right.
I don't think this is going to work, but we'll see. All right.
Well, Jalen Hurts to AJ Brown. Eagles 4-0. What's up?
Man, imagine wasting so much of your life on stupid shit like that.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Can you see that?
Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, so Miller, 37.5 for Miller. Shane's at 55,000. I'm at 60,000.
Miller gets it. Miller gets it.
I'm up 2-0. I win.
Yeah, he basically got
30. The correct answer was $30,000.
No way. That's a great
$30,000. Great deal.
That's a great deal. Oh,
I'm up 2-0.
Yep.
Well,
shout out to my boy Dave Evanson for helping me conclude that transaction.
Nice. Shout out
and fellow Bostonian.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I texted with Dave this weekend. Hearing about the weather. I texted with Dave about the weather this weekend. We had a great weather weekend here. Anyway,
all right. Well, that's what's up.
Anyways, I like the name a lot. It's got, first off, just killer letters, right? 3 of the top 10 Jeopardy letters. And then I like it because it's Dr. L. So Dr. Lou, Dr. Lawrence, Dr. whatever, Dr. Larry, Dr. anything, right? There's probably 10,000 doctors whose last name or first name starts with L. And then it also has just a bunch of good generic meanings, and it's just one of those versatile 3 letters that looks like it's already a household name. It's like DRL. It's like, yeah, I feel like I already know that brand, so I like those. So anyways, good purchase.
I love it, but I think it's more Wheel of Fortune letters than Jeopardy letters.
Yeah, I think that's what you're trying to say.
Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, whatever. You know what I mean?
We all use a Scrabble combination, right? If it's got too many points in Scrabble for a 3-letter, then it's not very good.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
Great. You know what? Is that a thing? Do people talk about it? I've never heard that.
I always do that. Like I add up
So,
the
so basically, if you're buying acronyms, you want acronyms with low point scores.
low points.
Low
Low Scrabble
Scrabble
scores.
point scores.
Low Scrabble
Yeah.
I like
scores.
that.
The
That
lower
might
the
be a big
Scrabble-
unlock for me.
The only thing that's jacked it up lately is Q for quantum on the first letter is throwing my score out.
Yeah.
All right, so ready? This is a six domain purchase in the same family. Music copyrights, all.com, song royalties, streaming rights, publishing rights, song rights, and music catalog spelled properly, CATALOG. So music copyrights, song royalties, streaming
Wait, time
rights.
out. So this was a portfolio you acquired, basically, like a group of
six
names.
names. I
Six
wouldn't
names.
call it.
Okay. All right. Well, then hold on, because I'm gonna can you email me the list also after the show so I can give it to Billy so he can put it into the notes?
Absolutely.
But while you do
All right, so just give me some numbers. How many domains we talking about here?
six domains. It was
Six
like streaming
domains.
rights.
Again, I'll read them once more. Music copyrights, all.com, song royalties, streaming rights, publishing rights, song rights, and music catalog. So I will send them to you. Correct.
Okay.
I can't see. So JT, can you read me the can you actually read the numbers once they're shown by people?
Yeah. No, I got you. All right. So it is a group of 6 names that you purchased. All right.
Ah! Da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
All right. All right. Ready, set, flip.
Oh man, you took so long, my phone shut off.
Or you
All right.
need-
So Shane, read me your numbers at 18.
Oh, JT.
Oh, I know.
And-
Shane's at 18,500. I'm at 30,000. And Drew is at 30,369.
All right. I need Shane to win because that helps me with my tiebreaker.
He does.
Because I have that like in my back pocket over here.
Thanks for texting me the price.
The number is 5,000.
No way.
Goodbye.
Damn. That's a
This is a buy or a sell?
you bought
I
him.
bought them. You think I sell them for
Oh, I
5,000?
thought this was a sell.
No, you get the penalty for not listening.
That was exactly right.
Oh well.
And he's hoping to sell it for a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So I look, I like the space. There's been a lot. I'm involved. I mean, I've been kind of following it for years. I mean,
The problem is, I agree with you, great space, but there's only one player.
that's not true. Authentic Brands owns Bob Marley, and someone else owns Graceland. Music, right? Private equity are gobbling up.
It's a
Music
nothing
rights.
burger. There's one buyer in the whole fucking game. They're buying up everything, and that's it.
There's one primary buyer, but there's a lot more buyers. That's just not individual buyers buying individual massively valuable music rights. There's the one roll up, obviously, but look, at $5,000, I felt like any of the 6 are worth.
$5,000. It's a good buy.
I thought
for sure.
music catalog alone was worth more than that. So
Yeah.
they're all kind of related, and I think they have upside into the for the right buyer in the right space who knows what to do. I think the upside was massive and the downside was 0. So
Yeah. I think it was a great deal. Miller, if you get this, you win. This would be a win for you.
RedChief. What is this sale?
Well, it's an auction. I'll just say an auction.
An
So
auction.
is your price.
RedChief auction.
Yeah.
But is the price influenced by a bunch of SEO bullshit?
No. No.
Straight
It's-
domain.
How are you
It's
gonna ask
straight
more
domain.
questions?
It's only changed because it's Native American oriented. It's
Okay.
Indian oriented. For you.
RedChief.
RedChief. All right, let's go.
RedChief. Okay.
Miller, you
All right.
ready?
RedChief.
I'm ready.
Go.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right. So I'm at 2,500. Miller's at 3,275, and Drew's at 5,369.
Yeah, it was only 1486.
All right. Boom. So I get the point.
Yeah, I mean, it was a like I looked at the name and I thought, what a great logo. And then I thought about the logo and I'm thinking, I don't know if I can draw the logo.
Well, it's an interesting question because it kind of goes to the point of, like Drew said, all right, it's going to be this kind of party. I do think that there is a shift away from some of the cancel culture stuff that we've been, sort of
But
inundated
not that
with.
far. Not that far to where you started.
We didn't shift quite that far yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
we
can you
have it
have a
on, like,
brand? Can you push a
blackface.
brand, RedChief? I mean, does the domain have value? Or is it just kind of off
That was my
limits?
question. Like, that's why I brought it up. I look at the name and I asked my wife, I go, could I buy that? She goes, no, you can't really buy that because what? I'm like, I wasn't gonna. It's a good brand. She goes, what would the brand be?
Look, what are you gonna do? What the fuck are you gonna do with RedChief? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You can make a tobacco brand.
I was just gonna say
No.
tobacco. That's right. But there's
That's
already.
it. That's the only thing it could
But
be.
then
is a
what do you
tobacco
draw?
brand.
Like,
Huh?
then what do you put? What's the logo for RedChief Tobacco?
It's
Yeah, some real
that's
insulting
what
shit.
like Red
That'll be
Square.
bought by a bunch of fucking people who don't even know what the fuck it means.
No, I
You know what I mean? They'll put RedChief on it. They'll sell that shit in Germany for $11 a pack.
That's right. Yeah, I'm in Illinois where we had the chief with our logo, and now like the hottest selling items are the big round chief symbols that you wear to the game. So there's also, although he wasn't red skinned, he was just in full, gear.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing is it's insensitive. So, and it's already been canceled. So, you basically that's a probably $1,500 not well spent. You know what I mean? At the end of the day.
All right. So the name is spearhub.com. Spearhub.com.
Yeah, we had a price at 1,000, I think, for some reason.
He negotiated it down.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, you know what? It probably sold for $1,000, but we got $845.75.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
that was underpriced.
Yes, it was.
That's two now. That's two. Okay.
That one's not as bad, but well, you know what else we have priced at that same level is bumcheeks.com.
Yeah, bum cheeks should definitely. I mean, bum cheeks. Listen, there have been countries lost over bum cheeks. You feel me? Like people's like businesses, marriages. Bum cheeks is like one step below solid gold.
All right, you guys ready to flip on this
Yeah.
spearhub.com?
I was at a bar in Providence, Rhode Island once where bum cheeks and solid gold went together like,
Yeah, I could probably tell you which bar.
cupcakes and ice cream.
All right,
I can
3,
tell you
2,
which
1.
bar.
All right, I'm at 2,500. Miller's at 4,290, and Shane's at 14,500. And the winner
I
of the
mean,
domain game
JT
is
gets it, but I mean, I'm tempted to pull a yellow card.
why? Because of the buy fruit deal?
No, because you got too close. $24.95.
What was it?
$24.95.
Oh, so
Here's the thing. I
That's
didn't know.
shady. That's
No,
shady.
no. Time out. I had
You're
no
risking
knowledge.
the entire reputation of the domain game here.
First of all, time out.
It's
I just
all
want
on
everyone.
the line. It's
I
all
want
on the line.
Here's what I'm willing to do though.
All you
and
have is your integrity in life, man.
I did not know what it
It's
sold for,
not
but I
worth
knew
it, GT.
I didn't know what it fucking sold for. But I'm like, how can we give me some credit, maybe? You know what I'm saying? This is messed up. Like, I literally hit it on the pin, and you guys were like, "Oh, you're too good. You're too good." Now I know how Jordan felt. You know what I'm saying? But what I will do, though, just because you did get the tiebreaker between you and Shane Miller, I'll put you on the list for the somehow someday swag. I got you. I got you with swag at NamesCon. I'll bring you a hoodie. And how about a Sherpa Island hoodie? What do you think?
You
That
know,
sounds good.
look, in that portfolio, you're going to have some that should be 10, 15 grand a month, and you're going to have some that should be $50 a month, right? And so, but the point is simply to highlight that, like, of course, this is where it's ultimately going. Is just like in real estate. Like we love to say, well, there's the rules. How many companies go out and buy their headquarters or buy the piece of? They don't. They lease it or they finance it, or you know what I mean? Like it makes no sense. And so that's clearly where we're going. If we want price to keep going up, that's where we're going, and it makes sense for us as owners. And so just go get yourself a portfolio because you know, if you got a good quality one, this
And
is
I
I don't
look
think
at it.
I don't think the real estate analogy is actually really dead on, but I mean,
I
because you can
do.
always move,
I
you can
do.
always move buildings. You can always move buildings. You can't move, you know, once you spend $300 million or $1 billion
You
building
can
a
always
brand.
move buildings if your business doesn't depend on the foot traffic of that building, right? And so I think it's pretty similar. Look, it's not a perfect analogy,
Yeah.
but you know, one is let's say the host of your retail business, your brick and mortar, your office, your whatever, and the other one is the same thing, just digital format. It's the place where your Zoom lives. It's the place where your email is. It's the place where it's a place where you meet employees. It's a place where you meet customers. It
Better
really is.
locations than others, right?
It really is a pretty, it is a good analogy, I think.
But I actually really appreciate what Miller's saying in that the the value of a domain is even arguably more important than the value of your real estate, depending on
No
yeah.
question about it, right? Because of the addressable audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has there ever
being
been
the
a case study published about what it cost for Facebook to rebrand as Meta?
No, but
That would be really interesting to know. I would love
I
to.
think that was an easier rebrand because people still go to Facebook, right? Like they didn't have
100%. Alphabet and Google, same thing. It's like, instead of going to the Google corporate page, you went to Alphabet, right? But that's like 0.001% of
your landers.
Meta seems like a more commercial, like kind of consumer
consumer
facing
brand, yeah.
than Alphabet was. But look, I still think Facebook was, I mean, look, the jury's still out on that, but I think that they still have Facebook, right? So
Yeah, Facebook didn't go anywhere. Like it still generates
as it's
cash.
somehow it's becoming
My
definitely more
mom didn't even know they changed to Meta. She has no clue.
I mean, I think when we still refer to it, we don't. I mean, we talk about it. We say Facebook. We don't say Meta. We say Meta maybe if we're dealing with like the Instagram or like the parent company. But
I mean, look, how many people still? I'd say in my daily, using Twitter a lot more than Facebook or X a lot more than Facebook. How many people still? I mean, I'd say more than half of the people I deal with still say. We just got our, I just got an email from an organization. They're like, if you should sign up for alerts on our Twitter account, and then in parentheses X. So, but look, they own both, so it doesn't matter. At least, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, no, and what are the posts on X? Right? Are they still tweets?
No, they're posts. Yeah.
Is that what it is? Is that was that?
But it doesn't matter. Until unless and if they sold the IP, it doesn't really matter because they own it anyway.
That wasn't a brand upgrade. The personal guy wanting to have what he wants. Like that was no upgrade. It had tweet and it had its own language based on like to tweet something was a verb that was made up because of a brand. You can't pay any amount of money for that. Now you change it back to post, which is on every single. No, that was just a personal.
I would argue that it was a bad move, other than they still own it, so it's okay, right? They still have that IP.
Yeah,
so they get
that's the beauty of being a trillionaire is you can do whatever the F you want, and people will follow you and complain while they follow you, right? As long as they're following, you can let them talk all they want.
Let's keep it moving, though. Let's get into the NameJet and the Jet segment. Sponsored by NameJet. We got the list of domains coming up for auction. You can go to the show, the posts on DomainSherpa.com. Download the Excel spreadsheet. We got some data on there for all the domains. Age of domains, which is actually a new piece of data being included by either Estabot or NameJet themselves. The Estabot appraisals, take those with a grain of salt. How many back orders as of the time we put the list together, when the order date is in order to participate in the auction, and to be able to follow and track it, along with some other hopefully helpful information. But remember, it's not financial advice, and you may even be competing with us in these auctions. But let's keep it moving. Miller, man, let's start with you on the list.
Competing is a generous word.
We may all be in the same auctions, you know what I'm saying? Whether or not you could truly compete is up to you and your accountant, you know what I'm saying? All right, Miller, what's good?
Remind me, do I only get to talk about one?
No, you talk about 4 or 5. There's a pretty healthy list. I got like 16 names on the list.
So here's my kind of high level. So not one of the ones I like, but I did get a kick out of Luza as a Bostonian here.
Luza.
Luza is a Boston accent, clear clear pronunciation of that word, so I thought that was kind of funny. But not going to make my list. I mean, there were three
I'm gonna
names.
buy that name and point it at your LinkedIn.
There you go. There were three that jumped out. One.org. I'm just ignoring you.
No, that's good.
One.org.
That's the way to do it, dude.
One.org I thought was interesting as an .org. I mean, like wave the magic wand for charity,
yeah.
for wave the wand for charity, wave the wand. I just thought wand to me is magical, and I think of
Positive.
Make-A-Wish, and I think of some really positive type things when I see that.
Yeah.
So it's as a .org goes, I thought that is actually a phenomenal .org domain name. And the other two that jumped out were PoolRepair, not for me, but I was thinking of Shane when I saw that one. PoolRepair, I mean, look, if you're in the pool repair business, that's a great keyword domain to own if you can leverage it in the search. And I mean, it says what you do, right? And it's a pretty good size. Pool repair is a pretty good business. I don't have a pool, but I know the friends that do. They're always looking for. It's always like a plumber. It's a hard person to find. So the .org number one, pool repair two, and look, Illuminate is a one-word domain. So not the greatest one-word domain of all time, but still a one-word.com.
So, all right. So a name like Wests, for example, right? The plural. I mean, if it was West.com, it'd be pretty crazy. So it's the plural. Like you said,
West.com would be, that's owned by, I think it's owned by the Marina people, the people that sell all the
Marine West.
stuff.
Marine
Yeah.
West.
West Marine.
West Marine.
I think, let's check. I think it is. Anyways, that would be an 8-figure name. And West Solutions, connect people around organizations. I don't know. They look like some losers.
Oh yeah,
but
these guys got an old school like kind of deal. Like this is a fantastic name, but a pretty old looking site.
Yeah.
So
John Schlonsky. Anyways,
Larry.
I like Wes. Yep.
This is like
I don't know. I guess when I look at these lists, when I just look at a list of domains, I'm going through, GoDaddy auctions or Dropcatch or, NameJet, whatever it might be. I'm looking for a delta. I'm looking for, I'm not just looking at where's the most valuable name. I'm looking for what's the name that I can buy the cheapest relative to what I think I can sell it for. I'm looking for spreads. You know what I mean? Like I've been saying this for probably 6, 7 years, 8 years on here pretty regularly that look, if I look forward and I think about what does the bit domain business look like? It continues to look great. But if you are entering now, you shouldn't have the expectations that the OG domainers have, which is, oh, I bought this domain for $5,000. I'm going to sell it for 100 or 200, maybe even 500,000. These spreads are going to be compressed. I mean, that's ultimately what AI is going to do. AI and machine learning and competition is ultimately just going to strip all the alpha out of everything. Markets are going to become super efficient across the board. And so I just think, you got to find spreads.
Yeah, I think that's a fair thought and interesting point. So, all right, well, cool. All right, well, I think that's NameJet and a jet. So we got through the list. Shane's back, and all good. So,
It only took one Drew rant. I could finish my whole bathroom
by hand. Yourself.
I do agree with him. I'll comment on. I mean, we make our money through this volatility. We make our money through picking this inefficiencies, and it is getting less and less. It's also it's kind of like life, right? The guys with the men and women with the bigger bankrolls are putting prices at wholesale at pretty high levels right now. Like if you go to these auctions, it's hard to get deals. Things that were 2,000 are now 3,500 or 3,200, and you start adding that times 100 or 1,000. it gets tight. And so you're kind of, and I would say, well, you're living off your old names, and that's not true. If you look at your sales, there's a lot of recent pickups, right? My sales are some of my more trendy, newer names. So you do need new blood in your portfolio. It's just more expensive to put that new blood, and you have to be choosier. You have to stay on the auctions. You can't leave. You got to participate to the end. You can't set proxy bids anymore because you don't know exactly what those proxies are because they're higher than they used to be. It's that's why Josh Reason is doing so well. Kudos to Josh, hat tip to Josh. He's on top of it. He's staying on top of it. He's spending every minute with it. He's paying attention, and he's finding those inefficiencies. And that's what it takes to win right now is all in paying attention. If
I would just say, yeah, I agree with you 100%, and I agree on Josh. I also would say that, and I don't think this has changed, even though the places like auctions and drops are getting, more and more competitive compared to, say, like the day when Mike Mann just dominated it, right, and grabbed all his domain names in the early days. I still think there are diamonds in the rough, and they're harder to find. But if you work hard and you're persistent, and I don't want to share the story, but I recently was with somebody, a fellow domain investor who, just picked up a diamond in the rough that, is amazing. And, what they did and the amount of effort over a year to land it was, pretty they just grinded and built a relationship and stayed in the game and communicated and found it. And, it's hard to find a diamond in the rough that someone else who does what we do hasn't found, but they are there. And there are windows when you can get to them, right? Where someone else may have given up, or relationship, or just timing, right? You happen to email on the right moment at the right time and right day, and you can still pick up, I think 7 and 8 figure diamonds in the rough for good pricing if everything rolls perfectly. But they're hard, right? But if you get one, what's it worth? Right. So still to me, a big opportunity out there.
We talk to potential buyers all the time when they're trying to figure out the pricing, right? For, hey, what's this name going to cost? Right. And it's like, look, we understand where the market is generally at. And what I can tell you is that for this domain that you're looking at, they get unsolicited offers at X level all the time. Right. So you have to anchor yourself at least in that range. Otherwise, you're just going to get ignored, sent to spam, effectively blacklisted by the potential seller, even if they're not very sophisticated. If we're hitting them, with a potential offer, like, you have to know that we're not the only ones. And if the name has value, they're getting unsolicited offers on a regular basis that are at least at a certain price level. So if you want to get their attention, you want to create a meaningful dialogue, you want an actual opportunity to get this domain, you have to be somewhat realistic in what you're willing to spend,
Well, you are, or timing, right? I mean, have recent stories about scenarios where timing was everything. And, you're also assuming, they get 20 emails, 30 emails about the domain, but maybe they haven't read any of them. Maybe they're just deleting them and not paying attention. Very common, especially in larger, organizations or whatever the reason. And suddenly, boom, it's September 27th, and you happen to be the one who sends it that email that day. The quarter is about to end. Some reason why they need to move it quickly. They happen to read that email timing wise, and you get lucky, right? So again, output equals input as far as luck. And you can also, if you mine hard, you can get lucky, right? And,
yeah. Dude, we had a deal recently. I mean, this was a couple, within the last few months, where we got a name from a big, big company that price wise was actually super fair. And I was shocked that they accepted it, but it was like, part of it was just making sure we got to the right person who could actually, greenlight it. And then they just said to the team, like, hey, send it off to legal, deal with them now, but this has basically been approved. Go get the deal, go get it done, and
sometimes speed matters for big companies, right? End of a quarter, they don't care as much about they don't care as much about getting the ultimate, number as they do about timing of it all. So
timing, relationship, knowing that it's like, transaction that'll close.
Yeah,
like
I say it all the time. Bullshit. Timing is more important than price 9 times out of 10.
No matter what we do out there, you block and tackle, and the results will. Output equals input.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
And more output, the more input. So,
and I would agree. You got to show up. You got to do the work. And but maybe this time is like to Drew's piece about the wave is coming. This is the part of the tsunami where the water sucks out to sea.
Well,
and everything
exactly.
Everything gets still. and then all of a sudden it's like the size of a fucking building coming down on you.
Look,
So,
I'm going to be honest. Nobody's going to like it, but
oh,
the
good.
truth
This is
is,
always
I
the
think
fun
that's
part.
actually an amazing analogy. But the reason that it's an amazing analogy is painful. And that is all y'all who are like, oh, look at this AI thing, and Bob, look at it, it's great, and Bob, company creation, and Bob, oh, y'all fucked. Like 98.9% of all of the money that's been invested in AI over the last 3 years, poof, poof, like that.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah,
It's gone.
no
It's
doubt
already
about
gone.
it.
It's already gone, and the bankers are just trying to figure out which side of the balance sheet it goes on. It's
Look, there
gone.
will be a
It's
birth.
gone. These companies are gone. The money's gone. It's all gone. And it's all because of listening to noise and not signal. And that's it. And we've just had a lot of noise, and we got a lot of noise, and we're going to have more noise. And I think that it's literally the most important thing. Forget the finance, all that. It's just you got to figure out how to understand the difference between signal and noise. And everybody I see on X in the domain world, they are very focused on noise. And I'm telling you, that's a leaky boat. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, I think that goes back to Shane's point, and we do have to cut this off. So I think there's probably legs to this particular discussion, but we don't have the time for it. But it just does go back to what Shane was saying, right? Like X in general, right, is a lot of noise, and it's the kind of platform that literally is generated for the purpose of noise. Whereas private chats, group chats, discords with like-minded, like closer knit groups is really more about the signal, right? So sometimes it's also where you're getting your information, how you're filtering, where you're spending your time, and then that also plays into if you're reacting,
I'll throw in a short point too. What I am positive and excited about is when something is exciting, the amount of money that comes out of the woodwork to be thrown at things tells me there is a lot of cash if you have something that somebody wants. So
Yep.
I look at
It's
that
fair.
positive. You say, okay, we blew all that money in crypto, we blew all that money in meme coins, we blew all that money in AI. That means there was a lot of money on the side. That means there's probably more right behind it that maybe will come for me for what I have or what's coming up. So I look at the amount of money that can be generated when they want to generate it. We take out a little bit of the uncertainty with our present administration that people don't want to make decisions because they're not quite sure what the future. We get a little bit of certainty back, and we get in the right area that certainty is pointed at. There's a lot of money to be made, and I want to find that.
Oh, I like
I
it. All right,
agree with that.
yeah,
I think
boom,
that's a great point. It's a great way to end it.
And